Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm taking a look at some more of Bandai's awesome little 30-minute missions kits. So this little collection right here is getting bigger and bigger. I think now we're on to the fifth variant of both the Portanova as well as the Alto. So far, I love these kits. Different colors are better than others in my opinion, but they're all awesome. I did do 2 videos about these already, I think. Maybe 3? I think 2. Maybe 3. And of course, this video right here would not be possible without those awesome people over at HobbyLink Japan. So if you want some 30-minute mission kits of your own, there's a link down there in the description. Now, here we go. So today we're going to be checking out the new yellow version of the Portanova. As usual, this is going to be your standard Portanova, aka the basic one like this right here. He has a few extra weapons and stuff, and essentially it just has the coloring of that yellow Alto we've seen before. This was my favorite color of the Alto until this guy right here got totally Gundamized. Now he's my favorite of the lot, and we're going to be taking a look at the dark gray Alto. So once again, this is just like any Alto we would have seen before, but in the colors of this Portanova we've seen in the last video. This guy now has been completely kitted out with some of the option kits. That's why he's got rocket legs, axe hands, legs for a backpack, whoa, we fell over. As well as that, we've also got some optional armor. That's the commander style armor for on the Portanovas. That's in red and dark navy. And finally, the arm unit rifle large claw. So both of these attach onto the arms. There's some heavy duty looking weapons, and these look pretty cool. And by look pretty cool, I already know they're pretty cool because I built them already. Now here we go. So starting off with the yellow Portanova, there's the side of the box. As we know already, and just in case you don't know, haven't seen any of the earlier videos on these guys are super easy to build. They come on essentially just 2 runners. That's why they're called 30-minute missions. It took me about 25 to 27 minutes to build one. I can't remember. I'll throw some footage up right now so you can see the way that I built that one in that last video, but they're pretty quick. There's some options, all of which come in the box. You can do everything you see there with the box, including that funny looking head made from the Roy, and flipping that all the way around. It gives you an idea of what you can do if you add more packs and more kits to the equation. These things are all compatible with each other, which is awesome. I will mention I must have made a bit of a screw up while ordering these because I forgot to get this backpack somehow. So maybe I can throw that in with the next video. So this right here is what the yellow version of the Portanova looks like once it's finished, and I'll throw a spin up on the screen now so you can see it from absolutely every angle. So once again, it's exactly what we saw before, identical besides the color. The color is exactly the same as what we saw with the yellow Alto, so that means you can mix and match parts. So as usual, to attach these parts, you take off the face, chest, and shoulders, and then reattach on the shoulders, chest, and that face, just like so. So there's what the yellow Portanova looks like with that close combat armor on, and just like I mentioned, this does match it quite well. The texture on the armor parts is in a matte finish compared to the beige parts that came with the kit itself, which are in a bit of a semi-gloss, but all in all, looking good. Now this guy right here is totally ready to throw down with my close combat yellow Alto. Next up in here, we've got the dark gray Alto, so if you like that more boxy, almost Federation Gundam kind of look, but with an absolutely awesome dark finish, then this might be the guy you're looking for. It does look quite basic now after seeing a lot of kits with the armor sets on, so it is just the basic bot so far. And once again, as usual, before I do anything with this, there is a quick spin of what the basic bot looks like out of the box with everything that it has. I have stored its gun on its backpack as well as that close combat knuckles, but all in all, this is pretty much what we've seen before, just in a darker, cooler color. So while taking a look through my box of accessories to see if anything would work with this kit, I decided on the black Gundam style armor. Let's try it out. So once again, armor off, and off, and then let's make him even darker by adding on all of that dark black armor. This should look pretty damn cool. So far so good. Also at this point, it is worth noting that most of Bandai's high grade kits, including the Full Metal Panic ones, are compatible with these kits, so let's dip on in here for some of the awesome weapons. Also, if you are curious, there is a size comparison of the 2 different types of kits. This is a little bit on the bigger side, but all the parts, as you can see, are 100% compatible. So if you want it with like longer legs or something like that, you can use parts from a kit like this. So anyway, we're here for weapons and go big or go home, and there we go. And once again, just for the sake of comparison, there is what one of the 30-minute mission weapons looks like with one of the weapon kits. So this is a good deal larger than that right there. Anyway, there is what the dark gray Alto looks like with that Gundam style armor and that oversized massive rifle. All in all, I do love the dark look, but with all the black on here, it does kind of nerf a lot of the detail on here and it looks a little bit bland. It might have been better if I used something a lighter color or a better contrast, but all in all, if you want a dark, low visibility, Gundam-esque looking 1/44th scale model kit, this one right here might be the one for you. So moving on, and we're going to be taking a look at some of the option armor for the commander versions of the Portanova, basically to make the Portanova into what looks like a, well, more of a Zaku. So just to supervise, we've got the Red Comet himself, Char Aznable, as well as this for a bit of a point of reference. That right there, of course, is the high-grade Char Zaku from Gundam The Origin, and the Portanova we're going to be using for this is the basic red one. I will mention though, I did swap out the eye in this just for more contrast with one of the other altos. I think maybe this, and not alto, I mean Portanova, I did swap their eyes just to get that little bit more of a contrast. So the commander armors, they come in red, as well as a dark navy blue. So I'm gonna go with the dark navy blue on here first, just to see what that looks like, and I'll go for the red because that's probably what I'm gonna keep on here. So once again, off with the face, shoulder, and chest. Then on with those shoulders. Whoa, this really will not look good. This will not match whatsoever. The chest, the head, and not to forget the shield here. So pop that on to the back of the arm. Ooh, it's falling apart. So anyway, there is the red Portanova with the Navy commander armor attached, and as you'd expect, the Navy does not go with this red and maroon color scheme whatsoever. Well, I suppose we saw it coming. This would definitely look a lot better with the blue version, or something like the dark gray version, but here, not good at all. The design of this particular armor pack is pretty damn cool, and I cannot wait to see it in red. Hey Char, what do you think? No? Yeah. Let's get it off. Well, how about this one right here? Seems to like that one. Anyway, this is what it will look like with the red commander armor on. Because I looked a little bit on the plain side, I did panel line it up a little bit to bring out all that detail. But all in all, this does look pretty damn cool. This does look like an alternate universe style Commander Zaku in red. And all in all, this thing, I think, looks spectacular. But I do recommend changing the mono eye in there. If it was just that pink one, it would look a little bit lost, I think. And finally, as a final comparison, there it is side by side with the origin version of Char Zaku. As for how I attach the shield onto the shoulder here, I used a high-grade Bill Divers adapter, so definitely rocking that Char Zaku feel. So the last thing on the chopping block today is the Arm Unit Rifle Large Claw. And that's them right there. So this right here is what you get in the box, and that is the claw, the long rifle, as well as this wrist adapter, and this just below the elbow adapter, and let's talk about that a little bit more in detail. So if you're sick of the standard weaponry in here, you can just pop this off. We're gonna start off with the claw right here. This opens up just like so, like an actual claw, which is pretty cool. These pop forward like that. These ones up here can pop forward as well. And as you can see, well, it's a claw. By popping this little ball joint adapter onto that, like so, that can just be stuck into the arm like this. So now you've just got, well, a big old awesome claw hand. So that right there is what it looks like opened up. And all in all, this thing is absolutely awesome. And if you don't like the claw, just pop that off, leave the adapter in there, and you can do the exact same thing with the long rifle. Now this isn't actually mentioned in the instructions, but because it's got the same joint segment towards the back, you can attach it into that wrist ball joint bit. So this was too fun of an idea not to do. Just check that out. He's got a big old crazy gun arm. That is a lot of fun. But apparently the way this is supposed to be done is you detach the arm at the elbow, attach on this little segment in place of that, put the little joint part back on to lock it in place like that, and then we have the little joint part in the front of that. So let's attach on that long rifle. Just check that out. That is intense. That's one big old rifle. Also, there is a lot of options to this, which I'll mention in a second, but first, the only real moving part on this is this handle up here. That rotates like so that can go the full 360 degrees, and that, of course, is for holding it in the other hand like this for support, so that is pretty cool. And if that wasn't cool enough already, if you don't like the length of this, you can actually pull off this part and just make it a shorter variant like that. And once again, if that wasn't cool enough, it's also compatible with the older weapon sets. So for example, I already have the Gatling round here on back, so if we take the Gatling section of that, pop it off, that can also be used with this arm mount, so that's pretty cool. If you want a Gatling instead like so, you can have it just like that right there. And of course, this goes with all of those different parts. These would have been the ones from the Portanova weapons as far as I remember. And these can be used with that extension part as well, which I will mention has this cool little leg segment here. It doesn't move or anything, but it does look pretty cool. But you can use that extension segment as well as something like the Gatling. So there's a lot of options. Wait a minute. That means if you can do that, you must be able to use the barrel of the long rifle on the standard Portanova rifle. Let's see. Let's try and pop that on. And yeah, you can use it just like that for this new variant of the Portanova rifle. And can we use the extension? For some reason, I don't see why not. So extension onto the standard Portanova rifle, and then that long rifle segment. And there we go. Instead of using it with the arm-mounted segment, you can use it on the standard Portanova rifle. Now that is compatibility. And of course, the reverse goes for using the claw with this, so that can also be used. So there we go, there is the claw on the arm mount. Now that looks like a nasty weapon right there. Pretty damn cool. So that right there is it for the review, and just like with the last 3 videos I did about these things are absolutely and utterly awesome. As for the yellow Portanova and the dark navy alto, these are pretty much the same as what we saw before, just in a different color. So if you like these colors, awesome. As for the commander armors, I think that red one looks absolutely fantastic on the red Portanova. Really gives it that awesome Char custom look, and all in all, that I think is great. As for the dark navy blue one, I can't really figure out for myself which one I'd like to put it on, so for me, the red one wins. And finally, as for the rifle claw set, this is awesome. The idea of having guns that you can attach on instead of the lower forearms is pretty damn rad. All in all, once again, I absolutely love these kits. If you do want some of your own, there's a link down there in the description. You can get them at Hobby Link Japan. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and make sure to come back for more reviews. See you next time.